We got all the product in before I start cutting because the product's going to help me cut. It's going to keep everything moving, fluid, lubricated, understand? And it's going to help the scissors flow through the hair as well. All right, now I'm just going to take a tiny bit of a side part. Biggest thing that I got to decide right now is what? What's the most important decision I'm going to make for this whole haircut?
How much are you going to cut?
How much am I going to cut, but what's another way to put that?
The length.
The length, but give me a little more, give me another artistic phrase.
A guideline?
Yes. Where am I going to put the length into the guide? Because that will either make or break her face, am I right? So in other words, you don't do this, guys. You don't say to her, how much can I cut off? And she goes, cut about an inch off. We're not going for we're not going for length off. This is not a trim. We're going for perfect placement that will get her hair to be perfectly beautiful for this beautiful little face. Her face, not everybody's face, her face, okay? So I'm looking at her face, and so what I'm thinking is all these things, this is the stuff that's going through my mind right now. So, really pretty face, got great eyes. Something around her eyes would really pop her and frame her eyes, but I know she probably doesn't want to go that short. Around her eyes, but I think, and I definitely don't want to go to her chin, because remember that I was telling you about? So I think we're going to go right around her lips. Okay? Because wherever this hair hits her is where the eye will attract it. Okay? So we're going to go to the lips, because she's got great lips. And she's also got a short distance between hair and hair. See it? Mm-hmm. Okay? So we want to actually bring that up. I want to lengthen it. So watch. The first pull comes over here. Over direct, right? Okay. Now I'm going to tilt the head. Head straight up. Hair. Gravity wants to take the hair here. I tilt the head. Gravity now wants to take the hair here. Don't fight gravity. Okay. Comes over. Boom. Now, I'm going to not take a straight shear and cut it this way, like we were talking. I'm not even going to point cut it with a straight shear because I'm not going to get, it's still going to be too demarcated. No, not even visible enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a curve shear, okay? And I'm going to work in this way, like this. See that? Okay, why am I using a long curved shear as opposed to a short straight shear? Because this will do something that the short straight shear won't do. I can cut into it. This is airation. I want to cut deep into the hair. Deep. Not here. Not here. Deep. Up into the hair. Variable. It's point cutting, except for it's coming into the hair deep. See? So you don't have, see that line?
Yeah.
It's broken. We're not trying to create a blunt line. We're trying to create this kind of line.
Curve.
Curves, wispies, twists. If you guys like boho hair that's super happening right now, this is huge boho. Because every chick wants that boho bottom, you know. All right.
Do you usually cut hair while the
Standing. Just like for long hair, yes, because I don't want to be I want to be comfortable.
Okay.
And I want to be in control. And if I have to bend over, then I'm not. And besides, when I'm cutting the long hair, I want to see how it flows on the body.
Oh.
Okay, so I have everybody stand.
Okay.
When I'm here, not all the time, but when I'm up and through this kind of line, yes. There are no rules that says you have to have a person sitting, okay? Everything's okay. All right, see that?
Yes.
I'm gonna maintain all of this length down here, all of it. If I don't know how to cut on a curve, then I can't connect this to this. But if I know how to cut on a curve, see it? This is the way I do it. Follow? Now we go here, and I promise I will not take off not even 1 millimeter of length in her length, not 1 millimeter. Okay, so this comes here. There it is. So these shears are called monster curves. They're fantastic for aerating. They're fantastic for sliding. Look, when you slide, you put the shear in the curve that you want. See? See how it curves already?
Yeah.
And now it's curving for me. See?
Do you cut hair like on dry or always wet?
Both.
What's easier for you?
Wet first, then dry second.
He dries and finalizes, always. So he cuts wet, blow dries it, and then finalizes.
See the line, guys? See how this line is not, see? You know, it's broken?
Crispy.
Okay. And as you come through here, so here's my guide. See it? Here's my guide. This is going to frame her face. Now, a lot of people are tripping on this right now.
Yes.
And the reason they're tripping is because in their mind they can't figure out how this is going to maintain length. But watch. It's over-directed.
Yeah.
This comes back here as a long layer. See what I mean? This down here is from the short to the long connection. See it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then this down here maintains every single inch of that length. See what I'm saying? So it's up, medium, down, low. Lighter, medium, heavy. Then we flip it around and we go here. You can cut this a couple ways. You can cut it like this, where you go inside out, or you can cut it outside your hands. And then this, look, now I'll turn the blade opposite. So this is a really controlled way of cutting. Hair gets over-directed. Back of my hand goes on the back of my other hand. It stays set, and now it comes down all together. See both of them together.
Would the same effect be created with, because our kids.
razor?
Well, yeah, the razor A, or B, the straight scissors that we got in our kit. If we just.
That is a great question. And let me go into that. Can you see what's going on now? See?
Yeah.
Right? Are you guys digging that? Now you can breathe. All of you guys can breathe. Because a lot of you are
It
not
just
breathing.
looks like there's a lot of hair loss.
Right, but look, no length off,
Yeah.
right? All this is going to frame the face. All this length is going to come into place. You're going to have tons of volume. Okay? So the question here was, can you do this with a straight shear? Yes, you can. Except for it's not as good as with this. Because this has the curve in it for you. Okay? It's already there. Another thing is, with that technique called airation. This, right? Okay. When you're cutting with a straight shear, and you guys are doing point cutting, right? If you cut straight in, nothing comes off, correct? So you have to sort of turn the shear, don't you?
Yeah.
As soon as you turn the shear, you've just created that. Line of demarcation, right? But when you come in with a curve like this, I can come in deeper and look, it's not abrupt. It's not this. It's not this. It's this. Follow me? That's the difference, okay? Now, if I were to give you this pair of scissors and tell you to start cutting hair with them, cut hair with them for a month, and I'll come up back and I'll get the shears from you, you will not give me these back to me. And the reason is because cutting hair with these shears is so forgiving. It's so moving. It's so freestyle. You understand? It's so different than these rigid, this. This is for blunt bobs. Perfect layers. This is for freestyle movement. Okay? So,
The other question I have is, when you first began to cut, I couldn't really tell. I understand the concept of where you started the first layer and where you found your guide,
Yeah.
but I didn't, when you moved it, when you over-directed it, I wasn't sure where you determined where to cut.
okay, so great. All these are awesome questions. Keep them coming. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to take this over here.
Do you look at where you want it to end first? Is that what you're looking at? Like because it's gonna go on the right side of her face?
Right. I'm thinking when I have this, when I create that and I
Yeah.
let go, it's going to drop right there.
So you visually see where you think you want it to go, and then you over-direct and kind of guesstimate.
And that's because I have a lot of experience, but
Right.
you could do this, you could even do this, you could do this.
Okay,
See what I'm
Okay.
saying? And then
Okay.
go back,
all right.
all right?
Just how you do. That's how I do it.
See the flip?
Yeah.
That's all being cut in. That's if you don't cut it like this, it doesn't do that. Okay? It'll be another thing that's good about these shears is A, they're very forgiving, and B is you already have a straight pair of scissors. You don't need another straight pair of scissors. Get a scissors that's curved now. You can get them in all different lengths.
Oh.
These are sick. You have no idea how sick I can get with these. I will show you in a little while. Okay? I will show you some sick shit with those scissors right there. Okay?
Around the ear, in small places.
Look. Around ears.
Let's see.
Curve around the bang. Curve here. Do you guys like to do scissor over comb cutting?
Yes.
Watch this.
Doing this too.
Look. They're bent for the head. When I want to fade with them, I turn them anti. Are you seeing what's going on here?
Yes.
Okay, so when I blow this, I'm going to blow this all into that flow she's talking about. It's going to have that flow, and I'll share that with you as well. Okay, but you can already see the flow in the cut, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I want to expand your tools, I want to expand your horizon. You already have these. You don't need another pair, 2, 3 more pairs of these, right? Get a pair of these, or both. If you're an artist, you have different brushes that do different techniques, right? You don't have just one thing, one brush. Okay, so now, I want to share this with you. So, layers in the back. Now, a lot of people are like, yeah, but how do you cut layers in the back? Don't you have to hold it up and cut it like this? No. Once again, it's all how far this travels. If the hair travels long to a far distance to be cut, it stays long. So let's say I want this hair travels up to this line, right? Like this. You guys follow?
Yeah.
And it gets cut. What's it coming back as? A shorter layer, right? But if it comes here, where does it come back at?
Longer layer.
And if it comes here,
Longer layer.
longer. You guys follow?
Yeah.
That's where you direct it. That's how you decide it on this is architecture once again. How far am I going to make the hair travel? How short am I going to make it travel? All this stuff will start clicking in as you guys keep learning and get better and better and better. This is called free cutting. Free cutting. It's anything but free, but it's free in the movement. It frees the hair. But it's extremely, there's a lot of theory to it. Now, let's cut the length. So my promise to her is hardly anything's coming off, okay? So this is what I like to do. If I was to give you guys this scissor for free, would you take it?
I would think
Yes.
Would you take it?
Yeah.
Or maybe this for free, right?
Yes.
This is great for like pixies, guys cuts,
Uh-huh.
cool faux hawks, like that green girl I'm gonna cut a little low. Why length gets me far into the hair. The farther I go up in the hair, more invisible the layers are. Follow? Okay. This is for stuff I'm not going to go up far into the hair. This is for stuff that's more surface, detail. These are called monster curves. Write it down. Monster curves. These are called baby curves.
What brand are they?
My brand.
juuksed.
Yes. They're called Altieri Edge. Altieri Edge.
How much?
How much? $299.
You said monster and what? I'm sorry.
Monster curves. Baby curves. I don't have them with me, but I have a side I have one that's between this that's about to here. So monster curves are the longest ones. They're 7.5 inches. The middle one is called baby curve. They're 5.5 inches, and the short one is called baby curves. Okay, so how many of you guys would like to have a pair of those free today?
Yay!
Let's keep on cutting.
Question. You
I want you guys to focus your attention.
The farther up you go, you
Yes?
said is the less line it shows.
Yes. And the more, yes, and good point. So the farther I cut into the hair, into the ends of the hair, the farther my scissor goes up into the hair, the more invisible the layers are. You can't see them. So you can't see a layer in there, but it's in there. Okay? Also, the more parallel I cut into the hair, in other words, that's not parallel, right? That's against the grain. That'll create more chop. But the more parallel I cut up into the hair, in other words, straight into the hair, what happens is, with these, I've got to make that curve, right? I've got to do this to create, and that creates the notch. But with these, what happens is it allows you to go straight into the hair, but then the scissor does the work for you. Instead of you moving, the scissor moves for you, okay? And so the more parallel I cut into the hair, the more invisible the layers. You guys follow? So the deeper, the more invisible. The more parallel, the more invisible, okay? You guys right now are looking at these going, I don't even know if I want to try those. They look scary. I would give these to you in a month, and you and I like spend some time together. In a month, I couldn't get them out of your hands. They'll be your favorite scissors. Okay? All right, so oops. See the texture? Okay. You can't really do that with the straight shear because you'll get more divots, V's. Okay? All right, so, and see that bounce? See that? That's in the cut. All right, so now, do this. Crisscross your hands. Hold this there. Crisscross your hands. Take the slack out. Okay, so take the slack out this way. All right, so, like here, take the slack out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Turn. There. So now I want to cut this blunt. So I do want to cut this straight down. Okay? And then another weird thing that I want to share with you is that you can also cut straight lines with curved shears, okay? It's very easy to cut a straight line with a curved shear, so don't think that you can't cut straight lines. But now, this is the one thing I want to show you. So this is one of the reasons I bring the lights in here, because, okay, she's got very healthy hair. So, what we do a lot in the salon or in the school is we're dealing with these people with long hair, and then it comes to the length part, and then we start negotiating, right? Okay, how much can I take off, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. You're like, no, but you need, no. But you really need it, no. Okay, is that you? It's everybody. So basically, I've always struggled with that. And so what I did is I came up with something by accident that works great. And here's what it is. This hair, everybody's hair, will always show me exactly where to cut it.
There's one open over there.
It's working.
That's for you for helping me. Okay. All right. I have so much to share with you guys, I can't even get it all in. Okay, so head down, down. When I let go of this, take the slack right here, crisscross your hands, crisscross them. Yeah, you go this side,
Make
go
it really
there.
tight.
this side goes down there.
There you go.
There it
Like
is.
that.
Perfect. Okay. When I let go of this, head down, straight down. When I let go of this, her hair is going to show me exactly where it wants to be cut. That doesn't mean I cut it. I just tell her that, and then she decides. You can see it, right?
I see it.
It's literally right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now that's freaky because I've hardly ever done somebody that has such little amount that needs to be cut. That shows how healthy your hair is.
Fringes at the end.
Right there, see it? So now my job, now we've determined instead of just like a random number that both of us are throwing out at each other, like 1 inch, 2 inches, it doesn't mean anything. Now I'm going to tell her to get a really nice clean blunt line on the bottom. You need to cut that much. What? Every time somebody will say that's fine. You know why? Because there's a purpose to it now. It's going to clean her hair up. You feel me?
Change.
Yeah.
They're going to go with it because there's a meaning to it. Rather than just, can I cut 2 inches without,
Yeah.
like, what does that 2 inches accomplish? Right. Okay, head down. And then from there, don't move, please. We can eat, I'll cut these with the babies. Don't start here and go across to here because it will never end up even. Okay, so now then, I'm going to just carry this around. I'm going to put my fingers in on her hairline, and I'm going to pull down like this, and I'm going to blend out to the side. Comes up. Comes up. I've opted to let this come more, this hair to come straight rather than so much of an angle, because I want to maintain a little more density and length in her hair. I definitely want to share with you this technique. This is the one that, this is an undisputed, a lot of people don't really understand why it works so well, but for some reason it does. And that's this right here. So, as I come in through here, there it is. Pick up your right foot, watch. I don't know why, but it looks really great. Look, there's the drop off. Here it is. Come down on the line, not with your back, but with your butt. This is the focal part of the haircut, so that's the most important part. So we want everything to come out to be dictated by the most important part of the law.
You know that's how it needs to be, right?
You see my.
No, tú quieres que se break.
So every haircut upside down will have its own shape, and that way you can always see. That's a great way to check haircuts. Dry shampoo, phenomenal. I also use it as a styling product to put body into the hair. And it's just great. If you wash your hair only a couple times a week, this stuff will keep you like really. What I love about it is that it's got no talc, so it doesn't leave a white line. It's not carcinogenic, and the smell is over the top awesome, and it deodorizes your hair. It deodorizes your hair. So smell how good that is. It will deodorize you. I'm going to pass it around. You guys will pass it and smell it.